Hi, welcome back to Watch It Played. Rodney Smith here. Now, I know I've got Space Hulk set up here. It's a bit of a tease. We're not actually starting that right now. We've had a busy last few days since wrapping up from Super Dungeon Explorer. Andrea's in the thick of exams. She just got a job. Luke had a birthday. He's now 8 years old. He has his birthday party. Father's Day just happened. So it's been hard to get down here and really get set up and ready to go with Space Hulk, but I'm hoping to do that in a couple of days. Now, I thought, in the meantime, I should jump on here and just touch base with you guys, let you know what's been going on, and maybe have a little bit of a filler episode. Actually, you know, we have these episodes, like the unboxing videos, and sometimes a news and update video. I think I'm going to classify all those under the heading of filler episodes. Sort of seems appropriate to our hobby because we do have some games that we refer to as filler games. Usually we mean these are more relaxed, casual, or shorter games that happen between some of the bigger and more involved games. So this is one of those filler episodes, and I'm going to be able to talk to you about some of the news that's been going on around here and show you some of the components and bits for Space Hulk and tell you about how we're proceeding with that. Now, another thing that had me a little bit busy is I was doing an interview with the guys from the D6 generation. Very kind of them to have me on their show. They run a podcast. If you're not aware of it, they cover all kinds of aspects from our gaming hobby, including miniatures games, role-playing games, board games, card games, that sort of thing. They have publishers on, different people from the gaming industry, as well as regular Joes like myself. And they were just fantastic, gracious hosts. It's right now being hosted by Russ Wakeland and Craig Galan. I want to say thank you to them for having me on the show. It was nice to be able to talk a little bit about our series here, as well as we discussed videography, and we did a review of the game Core Worlds. You know, on Watch It Played, we don't do reviews, but since I was in their house for a little while, we followed by their rules. So, did a review of that game. If you're interested in checking it out, again, I was on episode 105, but they've got all kinds of other great episodes in their back catalog that I definitely recommend you check out. Okay, so next, as you can see here, I've got things set up for playing Space Hulk. And this is actually set up for Scenario 4. Space Hulk is a scenario-based game, and I went on the Facebook page and I asked people, what would you like to see us play when we play through Space Hulk? And Scenario 4 got a number of votes, and it seemed like a good choice at the time, because although this is a two-player game, in this situation, the Space Marines are kind of split up into two squads. So you could have two players each controlling one of the squads while a third player controls the Gene Stealer squad. But we're running into a couple of issues. One is both of the kids are not going to be available as easily over the next couple of weeks. And we have some other games that are coming down the pipe as well to us that we want to try to cover. So it might make sense for us to do a smaller and simpler scenario. Now, that doesn't mean it won't be difficult, and it doesn't mean you won't get to see how this game is played, because you definitely will be. The first scenario in this game is a very good introductory scenario, although it is incredibly difficult for the Space Marines to win. I have only won this scenario once in the many times that I've played it. But hey, it doesn't matter who wins. Our objective here is to show you how the game is played, how the mechanics of the game work, and you'll definitely get to see that in the first scenario. And besides, I'm going to have you guys help out with the Space Marines. So we're going to put our collective minds together to try to beat this scenario. And actually, I think Luke is going to be the one controlling the Gene Stealer. So I think he's going to have a lot of fun being the aliens and getting to control a whole bunch of models that are going to be taking out a much smaller squad of Space Marines. So I'm going to switch up this layout into Scenario 1 layout before we begin, and I'll have that ready to go when I do the first episode, which will be the instructional video. One of the other things I'd like to try to cover during our Space Hulk playthrough is fulfill some of the perks from our Indiegogo fundraiser. Now, one of the perk levels was the Playmaker perk level, and what that meant was if you donated at that level, you'd be guaranteed that a submission for a gameplay move that you submitted would get featured in our series. So, within 24 hours of posting this video, I'm going to send an email out to all of our Playmakers. So if you haven't gotten that email, then please, first of all, check your junk folder, but then get in touch with me. You can write me at watchitplayed@live.com. Just let me know that you should have received an email about being a Playmaker, and I'll double check my records and get back to you. Now, some of you may have donated at the Playmaker level or higher, and being a Playmaker was not really your interest. If that is the case, just send me a quick email back saying, no thanks, Rod, I don't need to be a Playmaker in any of the series, and we'll just take you off the list. And that way I can then, before a Space Hulk episode airs, I can contact one or maybe two of our potential Playmakers and see if they're ready to go in submitting us a move, and then they'll be able to do that as we continue to play through. Because my plan here is that the viewers, the Playmakers, will be controlling the Space Marines along with my help. I'll be doing the dice rolling and taking any actions that you can't take that might be required during the actual gameplay video. And Luke will be controlling the Gene Stealers, which again, I think he's going to quite enjoy doing. So, okay, well listen, if I'm going to keep these as short filler episodes, then I need to wrap this up now before it gets any longer. Besides, I have to start taking this apart so I can prepare for our first episode, which will be our How to Play Space Hulk 3rd Edition episode. Then we'll be able to start our actual gameplay. There's a chance there'll be a small filler episode between this episode and that first episode, maybe an unboxing one. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see how our schedule goes. But before I let you go, can I say once again just how much I appreciate your involvement in our series. So many of you take the time to write us on a regular basis, to participate in our gameplay episodes, to let us know what you like and don't like. And of course, you're not going to like every game we play. This hobby spans a whole bunch of interests, and your interests are not always going to match ours. But what I really, really appreciate is that everyone, whether they're liking something that we do or maybe expressing something they don't like about what we're doing, everyone has been so kind and so civil in how they're expressing themselves. It makes me incredibly proud of the gaming community that I'm a part of, and that you guys are watching our series and want to be a part of what we're doing. It just makes everything that we're doing all that more gratifying, and I really appreciate it. And I can't take every episode to express that appreciation, or it would drive you guys nuts. But in an episode like this, I just felt like I needed to express that one more time, just how much you make what we do all the more fulfilling because of how kind you are to us. So thank you so much for that. I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon in the next episode. Thanks for watching.